15 mind-blowing facts about Sri Lanka that will leave you speechless. Travel documentary. What do you call an island where elephants roam free, two monsoons rule the skies, and rainforests flow to the sea? It's not a fantasy, it's Sri Lanka. This is a place where nature breaks the rules, where you can hike misty mountains in the morning and dip your feet in warm ocean waves in the evening. It's home to 26 national parks that protect animals large and small, from the elusive leopard to the majestic blue whale. But beyond the wildlife and wonder, there's a soul, vibrant, ancient, and fiercely proud. It lives in the sounds of prayers at temples at dawn, the laughter echoing from crowded train carriages, the sizzling of street food shared under the monsoon sky. So, are you ready to discover what makes Sri Lanka not only diverse, but unforgettable? Number 15. Sri Lanka, the bright pearl of Asia. Have you ever imagined an island as small as the state of West Virginia in the United States, but possessing all kinds of terrain, from rustling jungles, misty mountains, to endless white beaches? It sounds like a joke of nature, but that is Sri Lanka, a little-known gem of Southeast Asia that can make you addicted to travel after just one visit. Located just south of India, just 50 kilometers away by sea, Sri Lanka is like India's artistic cousin, small, delicate, and colorful. And the best thing? This tiny country owns 26 national parks. If you love wildlife or always yearn to see Asian elephants walking in the sunset, this is the paradise for you. One thing that surprises visitors is the climate of two monsoon seasons, fighting all year round. As of 2024, Sri Lanka has a population of around 23 million, the majority of whom are Sinhala Buddhists. The languages, the official ones, are Sinhala and Tamil, but if you speak English, you'll be fine. Fun fact: Sri Lankans believe that smiling is the most welcoming international greeting, and you'll feel it from the moment you step off the plane. Sri Lanka is more than just a destination. It's a journey, a living story, a symphony of nature and culture waiting to be turned. Number 14. Kandy dance, traditional Sinhala dance. A dance that is as powerful as the sound of a warrior's drum and as graceful as the steps of a goddess. That is Kandy dance, the traditional quintessence of the ancient kingdom of Kandy, 16th to 19th century, located in the middle of the mysterious mountains and forests of Sri Lanka. At first sight, you will be captivated. The boys, stage warriors, wear striking red and white costumes, wear sparkling silver accessories, and have decisive but artistic steps. But don't think this is just a show to check in. When the Gabra drum sounds, each beat of the drum makes your heart beat faster. You will feel a history coming to life. Stories of loyalty, religious beliefs, and national identity are told not with words, but with each turn, each wave of the arm. You can close your eyes and just listen to the sound of the Gabra drum. You will feel the spiritual energy of Sri Lanka. The rhythm is as fast as the heartbeat, blending with each dance step, creating a strong excitement that moves the audience. If you have the opportunity, come to Sri Lanka and feel the dance of history, faith, and mysterious culture of this land. Number 13. The land of Asia's most unique women. Where else in the world do you find women who have the perfect balance of elegance, strength, and mystery? Well, Sri Lanka is the answer. With their tanned skin glowing in the tropical sun, their big piercing eyes, and their long, thick black hair, they wear bright saris that exude intelligence but are also mysterious and alluring. Sri Lankan women are both strong and gentle, traditional yet modern. They can spend hours decorating colorful sand mandalas, but they can also drive tuk-tuks through the sun-drenched streets. They can pray devoutly in ancient temples, but they can also dance wildly at traditional festivals. But the important thing here is, although Sri Lanka is predominantly Buddhist and has many ancient traditions in marriage, women are still the heart of the family. They manage the finances, look after the children, keep the marriage alive, and have an important say. Amazing, right? Sri Lankan women combine tradition and modernity like no other. But don't go anywhere else. Get ready to immerse yourself in cultures unlike any other. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Number 12. Traditional weddings, unlike anywhere else in the world. Let's be honest. How long do you think a wedding should last? 1 day? Maybe 2 days? Tops? Well, get ready for a surprise because in Sri Lanka, a traditional wedding can stretch up to 7 full days. That's right, an entire week of non-stop celebrations, heartfelt rituals, and fashion that's absolutely jaw-dropping. Each day opens a brand new chapter of love, legacy, and culture. And the bride, she doesn't just glide down the aisle, she struts with elegance, changing into as many as 6 different saris throughout the ceremonies, each one more stunning than the last. It's basically a week-long cultural fashion runway. But let's not get caught up in just the glam. These weddings are packed with deep-rooted traditions, from dowry discussions with the extended family, to sacred vow exchanges, to joyful family feasts, and finally, a lively bridal procession filled with music, flowers, and vibrant colors. Every moment blends ancient customs with pure joy. According to data released by the Sri Lankan Wedding Association in April of 2025, the number of traditional and destination weddings has jumped by 12% compared to the past 2 years. Why the spike? Because this isn't just a wedding, it's an emotional, colorful, unforgettable journey. And just like that, a Sri Lankan wedding wraps up with a grand traditional festival that's every bit as spectacular as the days leading up to it. Number 11. Colombo, Sri Lanka's most dynamic hub. Did you know that Colombo is not only the capital, but also the most dynamic economic, cultural, and transport hub of Sri Lanka? This vibrant city is home to luxury skyscrapers, 5-star hotels, and world-class shopping malls, attracting both investors and tourists from around the world. Colombo's strategic seaport, one of the largest in South Asia, facilitates international trade and is a vital link in the global supply chain. How can a city blend tradition and modernity so well? As of April 2025, Colombo has welcomed over 2 million international visitors, a new record. What makes this city so appealing? It is the perfect combination of modernization and heritage preservation. Its multicultural communities celebrate colorful festivals, serve diverse cuisine, and preserve monuments that tell the stories of kings, merchants, and heroes. Which will you explore first? The skyscrapers or the ancient temples? From bustling commercial streets to quiet old town corners, Colombo is a place of contrasts and harmony. Have you ever been to a place that is both reminiscent of the past and the future? Share your thoughts below. Number 10. Miracles that will surprise you. The wonders of Sri Lanka you have to see to believe. Head to Marissa, where golden sands meet the world's largest sea creature in the wild. What impresses you about this place? First, at Unawatuna, the lively sea air combines with crystal-clear waters, ideal for safe snorkeling, especially suitable for beginners and families. What about Gala, a 400-year-old fortress city with strong Portuguese and Dutch influences? Walking the cobblestone streets here is like stepping back in time. Don't miss the train from Kandy to Ella, winding past lush tea plantations, misty waterfalls, and across the legendary Nine Arches Bridge, like a living painting. And finally, the Temple of the Tooth in Kandy, believed to house the tooth relic of the Buddha, is a sacred pilgrimage site for Buddhists around the world. Which experience would you choose first? The ancient temple, the sea with blue whales, or the beautiful hill-crossing train? Number 9. Ayubowan, a unique greeting that reflects Sri Lankan culture. If a greeting can bring peace, then Ayubowan is the first gift this country has to offer you. Have you ever been greeted with Ayubowan? In Sri Lanka, this is more than just a greeting. Ayubowan means, "May you live long," a profound message that reflects the compassionate and warm spirit of the people here. When two people meet, they do not just say hi and pass by. They clasp their hands, bow slightly, and give a respectful blessing. It is a fusion of Buddhism, indigenous culture, and the spirit of hospitality. This greeting is not rushed, not formal. It is like a moment of sincere connection between two people, even though they have only met for a moment. It is worth mentioning, in the countryside, you will see children greeting adults with Ayubowan, with absolute politeness. At hotels, drivers, receptionists, and even street vendors, everyone uses this greeting as a natural part of life. If you are an explorer, this will surprise you. In an era where many places have forgotten the closeness of people, Sri Lanka still retains a spiritual beauty right from the way of greeting. Number 8. The country is famous for tea, but people love coffee. Wait, you've just arrived in the land of tea and you smell espresso? Exactly. That's Sri Lanka, the world's leading exporter of Ceylon tea, but it's also falling in love with coffee. The hill stations of Nuwara Eliya and Ella are famous for their lush tea plantations, which date back to the British colonial era. Every year, Sri Lanka exports more than 300 million kilograms of tea, enough to make a cup for almost the entire world. But take a stroll around Colombo in May of 2025 and you'll find Instagrammable cafes, state-of-the-art espresso machines, and a growing coffee culture among young people. Why the shift? It's all thanks to globalization, urban lifestyles, and the rise of remote work. Coffee has become the perfect daily companion for the younger generation. Despite being world-renowned for tea, coffee is quietly taking over urban life. Are you surprised? Few people know that Sri Lanka almost became a coffee country instead of a tea country. Are you team tea or team coffee? It's fascinating. Sri Lanka is a kingdom of tea, but it's also a country with a heart for coffee. That contrast is exactly what makes this island so rich and unique. Number 7. Monks on Alms Round, the sacred beauty of Sri Lanka. Have you ever seen monks walking barefoot at dawn, carrying alms bowls and keeping silent? It's not just a ritual, it's the sacred rhythm of life in Sri Lanka. Every morning, Buddhist monks go on alms rounds, silently accepting food from the locals. This isn't charity, it's a spiritual exchange. Offerings are seen as a way to make merit, show respect, and practice compassion. There are no elaborate dishes, just a bowl of rice, a piece of vegetable, or sometimes a sip of coconut milk or a soft funnel cake. But they are filled with respect from the giver. Respect for monks is an essential part of Sri Lankan culture. Interestingly, monks don't cook. They only eat what is offered in the morning, and nothing after noon. For moral and cultural reasons, women are not allowed to touch monks, a tradition intended to preserve spiritual purity. What if we gave and received with mindfulness? In Sri Lanka, even eating can become a path to enlightenment. Number 6. Veddah Tribe, the oldest tribe in Sri Lanka. Can you imagine meeting people who have lived on this island for over 18,000 years? Deep in the lush forests of Sri Lanka, there are the Veddah Tribe. Long before there were cities, tea plantations, or temples, the Veddah people were here, living in harmony with nature through hunting, gathering herbs, and a strong belief in nature spirits. To this day, some Veddah families still live in the deserted areas near the village of Dambana, offering a unique glimpse into prehistoric life. What gave me the culture shock? They speak their own language and can still communicate by whistling and imitating animals. Talking to them can be like talking to birds. Latest travel news. In the year of the 21st century, Sri Lanka's government and cultural organizations are working to preserve the Veddah heritage through education and ecotourism. Do you have the means to visit and learn from one of the world's last Stone Age tribes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've ever encountered an indigenous community, let us know. Number 5. A spiritual journey in Sri Lanka. Have you ever thought of escaping stress in the middle of the forest? Ayurveda, the art of healing with herbs, nature, and cleansing foods, has been around for 5,000 years. In Sri Lanka, there are hermitages hidden deep in the mountains, where there are no cars, no time limits, just the scent of herbs, the chirping of birds, and you and yourself. Here, you will have your pulse taken in the ancient way, be massaged with aromatic hot oils, eat vegetarian food according to your body type, and wake up every morning with meditation towards the sun. Not as luxurious as a 5-star spa, but extremely healing. Your entire facility can be rebooted. The latest statistics show that every year, more than 30,000 international tourists come to Sri Lanka just to experience Ayurveda, not for a cure, but to find balance after the hustle and bustle of life. Spend a few days living slowly among the waves, listening to your body. Number 4. Things tourists should not do in Sri Lanka. Planning a trip to Sri Lanka. Here's what you absolutely should not do if you want to be respectful and have a great trip. First, never turn your back on a Buddha statue, especially when taking photos in a temple. This is considered very disrespectful. Face the statue or politely step aside. Next, dress modestly when visiting a place of worship. That means covering your shoulders and knees, removing your hat, and even your shoes before entering the sacred area. Yes, even if it's sunny, respect always comes first. If you're visiting on Poya Day, which occurs every full moon, the bars will not serve alcohol. This is a day of meditation, not partying. Want to buy land here? Wait. As of April 2025, foreigners are not allowed to own land unless they marry a local or legally set up a company in Sri Lanka. Can you adapt to these cultural differences? Sometimes the most shocking thing about traveling is the customs that teach us respect. Let's find out. Why do festivals in Sri Lanka make tourists throb with every beat of the drum? Revealed, brilliant, sacred, and overwhelming at every moment. Number 3. Major festivals in Sri Lanka are famous worldwide. Would you believe it? In Sri Lanka, New Year falls in mid-April, and there are no fireworks. It sounds strange, but this is the time when Sinhala and Tamil people celebrate the new year together. Not according to the Western calendar, not according to the lunar calendar, but according to the stars. Yes, that is right. The date of New Year is chosen based on astrology. Instead of staying home to eat ban chung, Sri Lankans take to the streets to play on bamboo swings, compete in cooking rice using clay pots, join in tug-of-war contests, and hang colorful lanterns, turning the whole place into something like a festival of lights. The atmosphere is so lively, you might feel like the entire country has become a giant amusement park. And if you think that is already festival enough, just wait until the months of July and August, when Esala Perahera comes to life in the city of Kandy. Dozens of royal elephants are decorated with light-emitting diodes, dressed in glittering royal costumes, and parade gracefully through the night streets. Behind them come monks, dancers, drums, and clouds of incense, all blending together into one of the most impressive religious festivals in all of Asia. So let me ask you this. If you had to choose, would you visit during the April New Year celebrations, or during the dazzling Elephant Festival right in the middle of the rainy season? Number 2, a country with unique cuisine. Ready for some unforgettable flavors? Sri Lanka is not just a feast for the eyes, it's a feast for the taste buds. Every meal is a diverse mix of curries, from chicken, fish, lentils, to even young jackfruit, all slow-cooked with aromatic spices that will make your taste buds spin. On the streets, you'll find kottu roti, a signature stir-fry dish of shredded roti, eggs, vegetables, and meat, minced in a hot pan with a clinking sound like a street music soundtrack. I still remember the moment I took my first bite of kottu. The smoky, spicy, minced flavors were like a drumbeat to kick off dinner. I was silent for 5 minutes, just chewing and smiling. Fun fact, according to the Sri Lankan Culinary Council, interest in traditional food increased by 18% in the first quarter of 2025, thanks to the boom in food tourism. Which one do you want to try first? But don't say all unless you're really ready. Number 1, the cost of living in Sri Lanka is very low. What if I told you you could live in paradise for less than you pay for a gym membership back home? Sri Lanka isn't just beautiful, it's incredibly affordable. As of April 2025, nearly 3 million tourists and retirees visit each year, not just for the scenery, but also because the cost of living is about 30% of what it is in the United States. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center is about $200 to $380 a month. In the suburbs, it's $150 to $280. Electricity, water, and internet, about $45 to $60 a month. A meal at a local restaurant, $2 to $4. Even at a fancy restaurant, it's usually under $15. Cooking at home, around $100 to $150 per month. Public transport, $10 to $20. Gym membership, $15 to $30. Basic dental care, $20 to $40. In total, expats living here spend around $500 to $900 a month, depending on lifestyle. Do you want to live here permanently? If yes, type 1. If not, type no. And if you'd like our free guide to getting a Sri Lankan visa, just comment yes below. Wow, what a journey, right? From sacred sunrises with monks to fiery street food and ancient tribal wisdom, Sri Lanka truly is a place where the past and present live side by side. It's more than just a destination. It's a feeling, a rhythm, a story waiting to be lived. Which fact surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring with ACT Travel Documentary.